Hi, my name is Sarah Salter. Today we will be talking about understanding transition. Transition or IEP team is a group of individuals who can play a meaningful and thoughtful part in the development of a transition plan for a student. In the case study we will be discussing later in this presentation, the transition team consisted of the student or student K, the parents of student K, the special education teacher, the applied behavior analysis for student K, and the general education teacher. According to IDEA, transition services are a coordinated set of activities for a child designed within a results-oriented process which promoted movement from school to post-school activities. This process is to start at the age of 16 or earlier if the IEP team sees it to be fitting. Laws relating to transition process. Carl D. Perkins' Career and Technology Education Improvement Act. This is where opportunities and preparation of employment. Workforce Investment Act of 1988, or authorization of funds and guidelines for job seekers with barriers to employment to help get trained and ready for entering the workforce. Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, or ADA, disability legislation that sent a message to accept and include individuals with disabilities into the public and private sections to society. And Section 504, prohibition of discrimination on those with disabilities. Assessment and transition planning. Transition assessment is considered to be an umbrella term that covers career assessment, which relates to lifelong career development for all life roles. Vocational assessment, which relates to the work and employment, and the ecological or functional assessment, which involves assessing students in the environment where the skill typically occurs. SRJ Revised. The SRJ Revised is an assessment rating scale that leads to a description of strength, shows possible areas of concerns in 5 different transitions: employment, recreation and leisure, home living, community participation, and post-secondary education. In this presentation, we will be focusing on the lavender assessment, which is used for children with mild disabilities. My case study student, her student K, is autistic. She is 16 years of age. She loves being read to. She wants to eventually live on her own, and she plans to move out of her parents' home when she is 24 years of age. When I interviewed student K, she says she would like to live on her own and have her own house by the age of 24. She does recognize that she will have to develop the skills to obtain a job so she can support herself. On the SRJ Revised, she scored a 38% in employment, a 75% in recreation and leisure, a 13% in home living, a 14% in community participation, and a 32% in post-secondary education. Areas of concentration were home living, employment, and community participation. The Transition IEP. This part of the IEP is first looked at data, which we use the SRJ Revised. It then focuses on the student preferences and interests and goes down to appropriate measurable post-secondary goals, then planning community secondary transition services, and then finally the course of study transition. Provision of services. It is best for the student to use a student-centered approach. This is going to be focused on the potential needs and the current needs of the student. Agencies can assist by allowing them to experience employment, and it is a job of the school to encourage and assist a student to meet their needs. And the community can be of assistance by just advocating for the student and her needs. Transition curriculum domains. Domain 1 is self-determination. This is the development needed to take responsibility and control for one's actions. Domain 2 is social skills. This is vital for all matters of transition. Proper social skills maximizes affirmative responses from others. Domain 3, career development. This establishes self-awareness on the bounds of occupations that are within the interests and disabilities. Domain 4, Independent living and life skills. This is relevant to all students and can be organized into general areas of adult life functioning. Domain 5 is the preparation for post-secondary education. This addresses the wide range of skills needed to be a successful learner to access general education curriculum in high school and beyond. Assistive technology. Assistive technology is any item, piece of equipment, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve functional capabilities of individuals with disabilities. To ensure AT needs are met as adults, the curriculum should make sure students are aware of their AT needs, include the knowledge and resources available for AT in the post-secondary world, and educate students on the skills they need to obtain needed AT services and devices. Examples of these AT devices are hearing aids, the Universal Design for Learning program, braillers, and wheelchairs. Tracking student learning. To track the student's learning after the IEP, you can use assessment-based, so the S or J. You can use, the student can take classes outside of the school that will prepare her for living independently. The student will be employed before graduation to learn about employment before post-secondary life. And the student will practice independent living in their home. My conclusion. During this case study, in which we focus on transition planning, I learned how to write the transition part of an IEP, the importance of transition planning and management, and why collaboration between the community, school, family, and student is important while planning transition. Evidence of my case study hours are shown below. I totaled 10 hours of working with student K for my case study. The resources I used were Integrating Transition Planning into the IEP, edited by Dr. Linda West, and copyrighted of 2010. I used the Individualized Education Program IEP Microsoft Word version 2007, and the Esther J. Revised Assessment. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.